Hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Propstop Showcase. I'm your host Mark. You might know me from Collector's Call and several other things that I do. And I'm here today to show you a clapperboard on the showcase. Well, this is an interesting one. I'm a huge fan of Sean Connery's James Bond, but I do love the 80s Sean Connery, the older, slightly more curmudgeonly one. And he starred with Mark Harmon. You might know him from several procedural crime and police shows as, well, this is The Presidio. And The Presidio is kind of a forgotten 1988 movie. I think The Presidio itself is an Air Force or an Army base. That might be in San Francisco. And it's based around a murder, I think. So it's a thriller action adventure film. Famous because it's made by Peter Hyams, who I think went on to do Time Cop later and several other great movies. Although this is a D clapperboard, it's orange, which is an incredibly rare color to see in clapperboards. I love it for that. But also, it's incredibly rare that you get the director being on the D stuff. And I think he's a bit of a guy who likes to really be involved in the whole production, not give any of it away. D boards are the D units, so you get 1, 2, 3, 4 units. Usually these B units, stunts, and C and D can just be, well, they can be doing car shots or airplane shots or just pictures of hands drawing on a board. So that would be a splinter unit. So as I said, it's very rare that you would see the same cameraman and the same director on the D unit. I find that incredible. Not much interesting on the back, but again, the orange is incredible, isn't it? Clapper still works really well. So yeah, have a look at this movie. It's largely kind of forgotten, but it is an entertaining romp. But I just love it because Sean Connery in the 80s was supreme. And I know many of you out there feel the same way when I say we miss you, mate. You were just an amazing actor. Loved Highlander so much, you know. So many of his movies, The Rock, they just make you laugh. They just cheer you up. They are wonderful films, and Sean Connery was typically good enough that he didn't make bad ones. And yeah, the only thing he forgot to do was be in The Matrix or Lord of the Rings. One of the two was offered to him and he didn't do them. But that was his mistake because they were both classic movies as well. But anyway, in the meantime, back to this. So The Presidio, this is a great board from the 1988 this was filmed, and this one here is 121, and I believe that's the last day of shooting. This was a used board, but it has been cleaned afterwards. And any of you cinematographers out there, please don't clean your clapboards. We like to see when they were last used. Anyway, thanks so much for joining us here on the Propstop Showcase. Like and subscribe, and join us again in the near future or the late future for another episode of our show. Until then, take care.